Hello my friends, and welcome back to a continued blind Let's Play Bravely Default for the PC. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your sword-based gaming channel, and today we just got the Eschalot, and we're returning the king back to his kingdom. So let's get started, shall we? Hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. We have a new nemesis, level 20 now, which, I mean, I can't even beat the level 10 guy yet. So what I'll do is I'll lock a level 10, and I'll also lock a level 20. And that way we can, you know, as we kill them, let them loose, basically. I do want to say that to get all the nemesis in this game, in this offline mod, is absolutely insane. The amount of work that he did to make this happen is just wonderful. So thank you so much for the intro. You are absolutely amazing in this. It's gonna take some time to get this city up and going, so we can basically leave at this point. How much money do we have? We have 600. Now, the reason why 600 is important is because when we go to the magic shop, we're going to spend 600 very, very quickly. So what we could do is we could get Arrow, which is very good for offensive purposes. Shell and Protect are also very good. Although I don't know if you can all cast this. If you can all cast this, the spell is amazing. If you can't all cast this, the spell is not as amazing. Additionally, we want to get level 2 black magic spells as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get Protect here. And there goes all my money. I do want to get Shell as well. But again, because of the lack of money, it's kind of hard to do. Alright, well, let's head to the king.
The kingdom of Kaldisla owes you all a vast debt. I thank you from my heart of hearts.
By the way, how cool is this game to remember all your costumes in cutscenes? I think that's really neat, and I just want to say how I think that's really neat.
You, more than anyone, 'tis. A nightmare was visited upon you and your home, and still you rose up to defend ours.
That's what a hero does.
I'm certain your feats have earned Owen a peaceful rest. If you are willing, I would gladly see you take up his sword.
Really?
Will you continue to keep this land safe, son?
Well, we have to protect the Vestal.
You honor me, Your Highness, but I cannot accept.
Exactly.
I've promised on Yes that I'll join her on her journey.
Kaldisla shall be poorer for losing you. Know that you will ever have a home here.
Thank you.
The Eternian airship is yours to use as you will.
Heck yeah.
Take it with my blessing.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's not a man in the kingdom able to pilot it anyway. I leave the matter of that horrible chasm to you. I have faith you'll see it unmade.
I'll do my best.
May the crystals keep you in your journey.
I cannot thank you enough, Tiz, for all you have done. Thank you. Aww. Such a nice guy. We have to work twice hard now, or Owen will come back to pound us, so I'll keep at it too. Good to see his memory maintained. Alright. I think I will... Gonna see if we can find Owen's gravestone. Realize Owen, captain of the guard and hero to Kaldisla. How about that? He's got his own grave marker. I like that. Although it's sad that he died. I do want to see if the innkeep has anything to say. Nope, just a rest on the house, which I don't need to at the moment. Now, I do have one question about job leveling, though. When you level your jobs, yeah, you know how when you got the asterisk, it told you the gross, S, A, B, and whatnot. My question is, if I level her 90 levels as knight, and then switch to a black mage, will she be a horrible black mage? Because she leveled 90 levels as a knight? That's important, because when I look at characters like these two, for example, part of the reason that I'm making them monks is because I want them to have a higher attack right now. And part of the reason why I made her a knight is because it still levels up mind pretty decently, but it could also level up her HP and defense. If your levels do not matter in the equation of jobs, then you can freely switch the jobs whenever you want to whatever the heck you want them to be at, whatever situation you want them to be. So that does kind of change the way I approach job classes. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there, because if you know, I would love to know. We're gonna get into a fight before we get to the ship? No, we are not. How about that?
Seems I found a reason to come along.
Excellent, you're a pilot.
Now, my ladies, all you need do is simply speak the word, and I shall whisk you off to the very ends of existence.
And you're really sure that wasn't just a fluke before?
Rest assured, my dear, I never fail to properly escort a lady.
Nervous laugh.
Yes. Will you tell us why they were chasing you?
The Sky Knights are a branch of the Eternian forces. The Duchy of Eternia has put forth an agenda of anti-crystalism.
Anti-crystalism?
A new way of thinking, based upon the idea of a society no longer dependent upon the crystals. It brands the crystal orthodoxy as a heretic faith, and the Vestals its minions.
Huh.
It was the philosophy I was raised upon. When the chasm appeared, every one of the Eternian forces was given the order to capture the Vestals. They said the Vestals and the crystals they tend were the sinkhole's cause.
That's not possible! Agnes has been fighting this whole time to fix what happened to Narende.
I know. I'm sorry. You've nothing to apologize for.
All of this paints the Duchy in a suspicious light, don't you think? Perhaps they know more of the chasm's true cause than they let on.
I cannot imagine we've seen the last of them. If any of you wish to go, do it now. I'll not blame you.
No way.
I'm staying with you.
We're with you.
I just told the king as much.
I'm in as well. I need to see for myself whether my people are right or wrong.
So honorable.
And playing escort is my job. I'll not cede it to anyone.
If none of you will listen to reason... This is so exciting, Agnes! You're finally headed back to the Wind Crystal side! Yes, to Ancheim, the land of sand and time, and to the Temple of Wind.
Ancheim, the land of sand and time? What's it like there?
Like an oasis in a vast desert beyond the sea. We make southeast of here.
I will say, this game just did something that a lot of games don't do. And that's give me actual directions on where to go. I can't tell you how many games it's like, oh, we're going this way. And then they don't tell you a direction. Not only do they tell you direction, but they also give you a fancy thing on the bottom of the screen that points you to the right direction. It is so frustrating though when the game's like, oh, we gotta do this, and they don't tell you what this is. I had to happen with Final Fantasy VIII. I was playing Final Fantasy VIII, and there were times in the game when I just was wandering around trying to find out where to go next because the game doesn't tell me go here or go in this direction. They're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. And how? I mean, I don't need to be handheld, although handholding is nice sometimes in games. I just need to be given some sort of, you know, spot to go to. The Eschalot, by sea or air. Press the A button to switch between sailing and flying. That said, you probably want to stay clear of the oceans in their rotted state. Oh, really? Interesting. So until the water crystal is fixed, we should probably not go in the water. While sailing, a port or sandy shore is needed to dock. It's inconvenient, but that's life, I'm afraid. Well, can I just, like, land anywhere, though? About Ancheim. So, Agnes, refresh my memory, amnesia joke. By the way, which way to Ancheim? Yes, it's southeast. So, will this curse serve, or... To southeast, please. My dear, I'm afraid I've no recollection to go by. I need reliable directions, or... What should I do? The innkeep said southeast. See, I am ring a bell trying to find directions in a game. Haha, I think I see what happened. Ring a bell, she means it's southeast of Claytechworks specifically. Aye. Oh, Agnes, just what sort of place is Ancheim? It's covered in a vast desert and hot as though it were always midsummer. Wow, that sounds like the complete opposite of where I was born. I guess there's all sorts of places out there. This is your first time leaving Claytechworks, then, tis? It is. What about you, Adia? Me, I was the former Sky Knight. I've flown all over the world. Where have you seen? Oh, lots of places. Eternia, Claytechworks, and, Claytechworks. Oh, you're barely any better than me. The world is vast, my friends. There are countries of perpetual summer and others of winter. Verdant lands rich in water and entire kingdoms built on volcanoes, nations hidden in forests. I have a feeling that's gonna be important later. That sounds amazing. Oh, so I'd remember. Or I'd imagine. I've no memory, remember? What? You're just guessing? Ha ha ha, the world is vast. Keep it that vague and you're sure to be right. He's got a point. Ancheim's gourmand. Is anyone else hungry? Agnes, what sort of food is Ancheim known for? Oh, I'm afraid I so rarely left the temple I couldn't say. And when I passed through on my way to Claytechworks, it was as a fugitive. Well, just tell us about what you have eaten then. I seem to recall a great deal of Ancheim's cuisine being spicy. One bite, and I felt as though I was spewing flames. I broke into a full body sweat. Well, that sounds pretty intense. Leave it to a desert people to develop a taste for searing heat. I'm sure the women are no less fiery and... Oh, what about sweets? I need cakes and things. Don't forget, she really likes sweets. I nearly forgotten. I had the most curious delicacy in a port on the inner sea. Yes. It was ice cream. That stretched. Huh? Stretchy ice cream? That sounds so weird. I can't wait. Get ready. We're at stretchy ice cream. Idea's coming for you. Full speed ahead. Temperament. Fiery and temperament. So, Entra did tell me. Looks like you can only land on oceans and stuff. So Entra did tell me that the American release actually aged up the characters by 3 years. So when I said, hey, look, they're all like 18 and stuff. Yeah, they're not really 18. They're like 15, 14. Which is why you get that childish glee when we talk about ice cream from Adia, probably. Alright, normally you could say, well, let's explore the world, but considering we're like level 11s, that may be a bad idea. I can get off here. Wow, look at that place. Incredible. Okay, I need like a beach to land on. Like here. But I can't land here. Any memories of Final Fantasy 1 flashing through my head? Let's see. Oh, this is like shallower water. The other water was deep ocean. Is that a port? I think that's a port. Chapter 1. Sit and stay are tricks for dogs.
We've arrived in Ancheim. Still no wind.
Are these desert places normally supposed to be windy?
When they're the site of the wind crystal they are, this stillness shouldn't be possible. The wind carried all manner of blessings to this land in days past. It was the kingdom's lifeblood.
I see. All the more reason to hurry then. Which way to the temple?
From here, we need only head... we ought to make for... which way is it? Ignore anything she says. Anya's, Reese is getting lost? To an art form.
I'm impressed you made it to Kaldisla.
Just a moment. My journal details much of Ancheim's topography. A clockwork metropolis, nestled in Harina's sandy bosom. Here, time, above all, is sacred. A massive timepiece crowns the kingdom, fueled as all of Ancheim by the ceaseless currents originating from the Temple of Wind to the south.
Quite thorough, isn't it? Sounds as if you've been here before. Perhaps that book of yours is a travel diary?
I do seem possessed of a certain wanderlust. The normal sort as well. Ooh, perhaps I'll find a train of ex-lovers here among the sands.
You're such a tease.
We make south.
Did I land in the right place though? Because tell me to go north. Oh, what's this?
All present, Lord Marshal. Save the usual tune, at least.
Okay, so it looks like we have all the baddies in a council. And that guy right there has an asterisk that I would be really interested in. Looks like a Dark Knight asterisk. And is that a scholar to the right? I'm going based on my knowledge of FF14. I don't know what's to the middle right. And I'm not sure what's to the left. The scholar class in FF14, that's how I played F14 the first time. Because you have a pet. I love pet classes.
No matter. Let's begin.
Oh, that voice.
I trust word has reached you from Kaldisla. The Knights of the Eternian Sky have fallen to the Vestal.
Okay, that voice is
I've
interesting.
not thought the girl so bloodthirsty as all that.
It appears she surrounded herself with capable guards. What's more, it pains me to say it, but Idia's whereabouts have been lost amid the chaos.
That is no concern of yours. Do not confuse personal matters with your assigned task, Alternus.
My apologies, Lord Marshal.
Not only did the Sky Knights fail, they've given the Vestal wings. Why they didn't simply kill the child, I'll never know.
Keenly insightful as ever, Victoria. Yet I fear we've need of the Vestal alive.
Have we, Victor? Bah, no matter then. If she fled by air, it's a simple matter to track her. She makes for Ancheim by necessity.
And to the Temple of Wind. Ancheim does face upon the Floorshine Sea.
Of course. Most of the world's seas have gone putrid, but the inner sea remains navigable. That would offer the airship a berth.
Aha.
But what does she aim to do there? Why return to the crystal now? It smells of some sinister plot.
Ancheim is the province of the Kammer and Profiteur merchantry. What say you, Lord Marshal?
We haven't the leisure of chasing the Vestal across the globe and back. We need her in custody now. Tell the merchantry to employ any means they must.
Now, I don't know enough about this story just yet, but one of the things I always talk about sometimes when we talk about heroes and villains, a really good written villain believes themselves to be the heroes of their story. And right there, the way they were talking about her being bloodthirsty and all of that, it almost sounds to me like they believe what they're doing is the right thing. And if you read the book, which we did, it's very implied that we're on a quest to destroy the world, not save it. You know, Entra pointed that out in the comment in the last section as well. And I said this, it's almost like there's a force that could see the future and is manipulating people to do what that person needs them to do to achieve or affect a resolution. The problem though is, if we're puppets dancing on a string, well, we have no idea that we're puppets on a string, and we have no idea what to do to get rid of the strings, except keep moving forward. But if we keep moving forward, we set ourselves up to be manipulated. And it's a danged if you do and danged if you don't situation. You just gotta truck forward and believe what you're doing is the right thing, which is what we have to do. So I like how this story is being told so far, because it really makes me question a lot of what actually is happening. And it's not just a straight up, oh, we gotta save the 4 crystals like Final Fantasy 1. There's a lot of depth here. And it's one of those things where I'm just curious how it's gonna play out. It's also very different from Final Fantasy 4. Because in Final Fantasy 4, there was a clear, this is the evil side, this is the good side. The evil side is trying to resurrect this evil, you know, god on the moon. And there's a lot more there's a lot less going on there than there is here. I'm having trouble racking up Sea Pass? Okay, well, we're probably not gonna be able to do that. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that. We do need to look at our city, however, because it has been more than 10 minutes. It's been about 20. I just haven't had a chance to get anywhere. I probably want to try to keep everything about the same level. Wow, that took a lot of people for 10 minutes. Yeah, it took a lot of people for 10 minutes. That didn't, though. Okay, that one's 19. I mean, that's kind of the best I can do at the moment. And I missed this 3 here. I want to try to keep them as best I can within the same range of each other, if possible. If possible. Okay. Let's oh, didn't mean to. Oh, I was wrong. The place we're supposed to go is south of us. I did land in the right spot. You could see it. I was wondering why was it pointing north? I mean, there's clear desert here. So this definitely looks like Ancheim. Gotta go around. Surprised we haven't gotten to a combat yet. There it is. Whoa! What the heck are you? Giant Eschalot just came to munch on me, apparently. Wow. It's got a lot more HP than other enemies we fought. And one of the cool things of having her as knight as well is she can help out with the melee combat. Let me get into one more fight. Why? Just because. Every now and then it kind of helps. Oh, also we need to see if protect is all. It is not. Okay, so not as good as I hoped. Unless there's a future version of protect that does that. And I don't think I've looked through the white magic spell list that extensively. So maybe there is. Oh wow, this guy is. Yeah, this guy's a problem. And I believe the blind carries over, correct? Blind doesn't carry. Oh yeah, it does. It does carry over. And we do not have the blind magic spell yet, so we can't cure it. We do have 441 though, so if we go into town and we find a magic shop, we can purchase it. Well, I'm pretty sure a inn may fix it too.
By any means necessary. Seems the Council of Six is growing desperate.
Who are you?
Those were their words. I've relayed them to you.
I love his hat. His hat is great.
My contract states I'm to receive payment for my troubles from you. Then your contract is mistaken. I've heard nothing of the sort.
I think you should pay him.
Bah, fine. You'll have your fee. But I am taking a small discount. Only fair as a regular customer, eh? If you must. Still, this vessel is quite the little monster, no? To have this Sky Knight so undone. If the margin is high enough, I would tackle a behemoth barehanded. But until I see a profit, I'll not move an inch.
I don't think you would anyway.
Business is business, yes?
Although, see that guy tackle a behemoth barehanded. Oh, look at that clock. Wow, such a pretty city. Ancheim, land of sand and time. I never expected to find such a clockwork wonder in the middle of a desert. Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Yes, but it's great. But this heat, ugh, I feel gross. The heat was always allayed by a steady breeze, but now the wind is stopped. The air is stagnant. What about the water? Is that contraption drawing up drinking water? I believe so. I recall hearing it was quite costly last I was here. Well, it is an impressive machine. Wait, you mean the water? Indeed. I was surprised to learn water came free in Kaldisla. I had always known it to be something to be bought, so you can always imagine my delight. More importantly, Agnes, what are the women here? Are they beautiful, passionate, devoted? Where would you suggest for a date spot? I'll need a list of good restaurants, if you please. Unacceptable. She just shuts him down. Good job, Agnes. I need to go to my other view here because I need to see the layout of the town. This is Ancheim, famed for its giant clock and windmill. 20 they're starting to charge me now. Although this is a good experiment, does staying in an inn restore your ailment status? I mean, that may seem like a logical answer, but it's not always logical. Yes, it is. Okay, good. The cogs of Ancheim. Oh, just woke up and already that tired, tis. Wait, we got this party chat just because we slept in an inn? Oh, that's cool. In this city, you notice how there are always gears turning somewhere close? Sure, the sun is deafening at times. Little wonder this place is known for its grand clock. The noise is bad, but the vibration is worse. I can't get to sleep with that hum. I'm surprised it's so high-strung. Surprised? I'm jealous of your ability to pass out anytime, anywhere idea. Do you need a bit more rest, Tiz? Ah, no, I'll be fine. Let's get going. Decided by your first real journey? Good. There's no point in stops if it's not fun. Let's go ahead and save. Is this an item shop? Items are good, but we have enough items. Weapons are good, but I need spells. I need blind now. Obtain an ether just by running around? Huh. That was cool. This clock looks so amazing. Golly.
Silence, one and all! Your king, Camera the Eighth, speaks!
Camera the 8.
My people, I thank you for your tireless efforts. As you are well aware, our glorious nation's production has suffered a harsh fall since the wind's cessation brought the Grand Mill to a halt.
That's a great word, cessation.
Without nature's former bounty, our turbines went completely still. They sit as silent as the desert night. In the wake of this crisis, you rose up and took matters literally in hand, operating the turbines manually.
That's tough.
I, your king, lack words to thank you for your hard work. However, I am much aggrieved to say that energy production is less than 1/5 its former total.
Well, obviously.
At this rate, our proud kingdom, renowned for its unparalleled industry, is doomed to ineluctable decline. I find myself without recourse but to revisit my prior fiat regarding the schedule of all able-bodied citizens.
He said a word, and whenever I come across a word I don't know, I would like to look it up. Ineluctable. Never heard that word before. Unable to be resisted or avoided. Inescapable. How about that? Inescapable. We got a reference to our visual novel that we're playing. Haha. That's cool.
Henceforth, labor shall commence at 0900 hours and will extend beyond the current 1659 until 2059, effective immediately.
Wow, he's gonna have his people rising up against him. He just extended the work by a lot.
What? We're flesh and blood. We need rest.
In so doing, turbine output is expected to rise to 30% of its former value before the wind ceased output of...
Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Grave news!
I love the whisper.
What? The Vestal?
Yeah, she's standing right over there.
Be calm, my children. I know your pain all too well. My heart bleeds just as yours.
By the way, what the heck is he wearing? He's wearing like a clock adornment. I don't know. Is that an ascot? Like, what do you call that thing he's wearing? I love his cloak though. His cloak looks cool.
But I ask that you join me in remembering the cause of our woes. The crystal orthodoxy and the Vestal's indolence. Therein lies the true cause of the wind's absence. And what has the great Vestal done since the air went still? What did she do in the face of your suffering? She abandoned you, fled the country to save herself alone. In this, Ancheim's first and direst hour of need, the Vestal we loved and trusted is powerless or unwilling to help.
I see what you're doing here. I don't like it. You force your people to make themselves work more, and using the Vestal as the scapegoat.
Though it pains me deeply to tell you of these things, I cannot deny this simple truth. What resolution can be brought about to this terrible crisis? The crystal orthodoxy is naught but a hollow creed. what result of years of worship at the altar of the crystal brought us? Once more I say it. It is by our own hands that we shall push this glorious kingdom ever forward. Onward to still greater glory.
There. Just now, that leer. That was aimed at us.
Oh, yeah.
Seems that little speech was for your benefit, Agnes.
Or detriment.
It's slander is what it is. That creep's giving you no chance at all to defend yourself.
Agnes.
Turn the whole town against us. Agnes is angst. Or angst. You seemed on edge during that whole speech. You don't have to bottle it all in. I'm no expert, but I'm happy to listen. I cannot deny that the people of Ancheim are dissatisfied with my work as Vestal. I have no intention of making excuses. But you didn't say run away. But you didn't run away either, right? The king asked me directly. He said that terrible things were happening at Caldisla and asked that I investigate. So wait. The king sent you away and now he's blaming you for being back? Yet now he paints an entirely different picture. I cannot understand his need to lie. Well, obviously it's because he's overworking his people. Does he bear me some grudge? Have I done some slight? Do you regret listening to him in the first place? No, I do not regret my time at Caldisla. Seeing that chasm firsthand showed me precisely what it is I must do. And you met Tiz there too? That's Ari. That's Harley. I'm glad you came and saw the chasm too. You showed me a path forward. Blessed is the person who is needed by someone else. What's this? What are we talking about? No, nothing. It's nothing. Then why are you hiding it? Come on, don't leave me out. I want to know. Unacceptable to me and to Tiz, right, Tiz? Yes, ma'am. You know what? I think of them as teenagers. I think the characters work better. Like the playful, cheery side of Adia. I'm not saying an 18-year-old can't do that. I'm just saying it makes more sense if she was 15. Apparently, it's only in the American version they did that. If the wind does not return to us, we're all finished. Whatever is the Lady Vestal doing? The crystal is kept safe at the Temple of Wind. It's through the crystal's bounty Ancheim rose to prosperity. But now, the wind just suddenly stopped. The well is under the management of the Kamer and Pufferteer Merchantry. Unauthorized withdrawal of well water is a prosecutable offense. If you want a free drink, go to the Oasis. You'll score more hits with weapons in both hands, but each blow is weaker than it would be normally. If a weakly wields two weapons, they might actually wind up doing less damage than if they had only one. It's actually a good point. Like with Adia, she has a Mage Master here. Causes silence, but if I give her a shield instead, I don't have a shield. Oh yeah, but if I gave her a shield instead, it would help her. She wouldn't do as much damage, but she doesn't do as much damage with the Mage Master anyway. But it would help with survivability. And as a knight, that's something that, you know, you probably should do. I need to buy her a shield. That's exit. Don't need exit.
Agnes oblige, Vessel of Wind. His Majesty bids you come.
I didn't go in the castle though. Did you just like boomerang me? We should go see the king. Yeah, I think the game just boomeranged me, and that's fine. Did you know shields boost evasion as well as defense? I did not know it boosted evasion. This helps get the enemy successful count to minimal, sparing you a hefty amount of damage. Yeah, I should probably do that.
I see you've returned, Vestal.
Maybe it'll help me survive
Why
Beelzebub.
then did you not come to me for an audience immediately? I was dreadfully worried, you know. I'd begun to think you'd fallen victim to some terrible accident. So, what of the Caldislan Chasm?
I fear it was worse even than your majesty had imagined.
So tell me, was it worse than the state of your own nation? Are you even aware of the situation here?
The wind remains still.
And the Grand Mill be calmed. I'm pleased to see you're not totally ignorant. The turbines that form the heart of this kingdom, the greatest symbols of her wisdom, now turn by hand. The hands of our citizens, compulsory labor service. Our survival hinges now upon their sacrifice. And even that will not last forever. We need that mill turning again soon. Not by our citizens' hands, but by the wind.
Yes.
And whose job is it to see that the wind blows, if not the Vestals? I can think of no other value you provide, save that. Anyway, will you now end the suffering your negligence has caused to this land, to its people? Or is that beyond your abilities? Perhaps you would sooner run again, turn away from the plight of your people.
If that is all His Majesty wished to say, I'll be on my way. I haven't the time to waste here.
What? I'll not be spoken to like this! Just whose fault do you think this mess is, girl?
Well, you ordered me away, and then you chastised me when I returned.
That could have gone better. Not that I blame you for getting mad.
Mad? I felt no anger, only fear. The king frightens me.
Oh.
His tone was far from pleasant, but he didn't seem dangerous.
The people who had come to hear him speak frightened me the same. Everyone in this city, they see me only as the Vestal, not a human being. I don't know how to speak to them.
No.
Just thinking on it sets my legs to trembling.
That explains the tense look you've worn since we've landed here.
Personally, I felt amazing after that little conversation. Did you see his face? It was purple. I nearly laughed out loud.
I tuned him out about halfway through his speech myself. I never did have much attention span for listening to men go on. Now women.
In any case, we'd best hurry to the temple. It's all that I can do.
Blue marks are on the map. Notice a blue mark on the map on the bottom screen? Head there to advance a sub-scenario. Sub-scenarios are a chance to see another side of the asterisk bearers, follow their stories, and lay claim to the asterisks to unlock powerful new jobs. Oh, that sounds really cool. I'm all for this side content. What's this temple? So, what's this temple like, exactly? I have no idea what to expect. It is a holy place that has been a center of worship for millennia. To each crystal is wed a Vestal, who spends her lifetime in steady prayer. Vestalings, girls chosen as successors of Vestals, go to live in temples. They leave its premises only very rarely. And so, to a Vestal, the temple is also a home. A flower garden where no boys allowed. Be quiet, Ringabel. So, you went inside the temple ever since you became a Vestaling? It was quite rare to leave, save for a few public rites each year. Does that mean you were all alone? Was that hard? I was not alone, no. The Mother Vestal, my predecessor, raised me to serve in a place. And there were the acolytes. They would go into town and purchase all we needed. But you left for this journey. I guess that's proof it's important. No, even so, I never intended to leave the temple. Never intended any of this. Alright, the time is ticking. I want to give Beelzebub another shot. Actually, no, I don't. I want to power part special moves first. Excited by your first real journey. Good. Buy item? No. Buy equipment. can't buy a simple shield. Can't buy a simple shield. I probably, I hate selling stuff. You never know when the stuff you're selling might come in handy. Probably don't need that stuff though. Oh, I need one more. Okay, there we go. So now I can buy a round shield. And the reason I say I don't want to fight the guy again. Adea. Okay, Adea was the one I wanted the shield. Why are you using a staff though? It does boost multi-target attacks, which is probably not as effective. Actually, it's more effective than the broadsword is. Yeah, it is. If I go to ability, I could equip Staff Lore, which would make the staff her best weapon. Okay. Oh, really? Nothing? Your attack goes down that much? Wow. Like, I know as a monk you want to go barehanded, but it originally equipped to the Issei no Kame. Ooh. She has the lowest attack right now out of everyone. If I give her a weapon and shield. Her attack just went up a lot and her defense just went up. I feel like she's naked. There's not much I can... What? So, monks can use staves. I am sure. I really need to look into what each job uses. Let's equip that. Strangely enough, your sword... Or maybe it's because it's a katana? Yeah, it's because it's a katana. But the problem is the broadsword is a very big drop in damage. So I don't know. Is S better or is the D better? It's kind of hard to tell. But anyway, specials like I was talking about. So braid 10 times. These carry over from battle to battle. So before we fight the big guy, we want to activate these things. I'm sorry. Katana. Default 5 times. Adea has staff. Healing up for all allies. That doesn't really help me. Tiz has fist. Attack 1, physical attack up all allies, and pick critical damage 3 times. It's a little bit harder to do. And then you have Rod. Use magic 10 times. Okay, so the one that's probably best is... You have a staff equipped. No, you have a katana equipped. The one that's probably best is Moonshadow. Because it gives physical attack up for all allies. It inflicts stop. And all I had to do is default 5 times. So I probably want to have that activated before I fight Beelzebub. Let's go to our town. And I want to get this level 3. Go with 13 minutes. Wow, that's a lot right there. Do the item shop too. Accessory shop. Things are starting to take a lot of time. All right, let's go into our journal here. And we have new information on people. Agnes Oblige. We clashed with the Black Mage Omnius Crow deep within the ruins of Central Keep. Shocked that Omnius would use magic indiscriminately. Oh wait, we already read that one. Omnius Oblige, my bad. When I went back, I went, yeah. Here. After a deadly battle, we managed to defeat the Knight Heinkel. But then the airship began to plummet. Just then, I remembered seeing the airship's name, the Eschalot, in my journal. I found myself familiar with her controls. Taking the helm, I plotted a course to Ancheim, the lands of sand and time, and sight of the Temple of Wind that Agnes calls home. It's kind of weird that that's in Agnes's story. King of Caldisla. The Knight Heinkel attacked the palace, struck down Owen, and kidnapped the king. Thanks to our quick action, the king was rescued safe and sound. He showed his gratitude by bestowing upon us the airship that we captured from the Sky Knights to help us aid Agnes in her mission. Kamer the Eighth, King of Ancheim. Alok Quintus Kamer the Eighth, King of Ancheim, the land of sand and time. After the wind stopped blowing, he forced his people to turn the turbines by hand to secure the power to revive the nation's industrial sector. He is obsessed with progress and has little regard for the old ways. After inheriting the throne from the previous king, Salvat Ogdus Kamer VII, he invested so deeply in industrialization that his coffers were bled dry. He prides himself on his exactness, calling himself the Timekeeper King, but he is mocked for his timid nature. Annoyed that his people still follow capitalism instead of joining the march of progress, he grew to hate the Vestal, who enjoyed popular sentiment without having to earn it. After suggesting she investigate the chasm, he announced she had fled the kingdom. When she returned, he demanded she get the wind blowing again as soon as possible. Ooh, so he actually totally dislikes her. Okay, so let's look at locations. Caldis region. The continent of Caldis and its surrounding waters are on the northern edge of the Sea of Corsai and Luxembourg's northern hemisphere. Continent of Caldis. Surrounded by the North Caldis Sea, Eastern Sea, and the Sea of Corsai, the small continent is almost completely covered in a mountainous region known as Norende Heights. While on the east coast, there is a narrow flatland area with a thriving city. Blessed with a mild climate and warm ocean currents, this land has 4 beautiful seasons and... How do I... Can't scroll down, hold on. Maybe I have to click it. No? There we go, I had to drag it. This land has 4 beautiful seasons and bountiful fishing and forestry. Kingdom of Caldisla. The kingdom's capital is located on the south part of the continent where the Caldis River empties into the Sea of Corsai. It has long been blessed with many thriving ports and in recent years has become an important stop on booming sea trade routes. Town of Caldisla. The town that has grown around the royal castle over the years has joined with the thriving port town. Together they form the capital of the kingdom of Caldisla. The palace. The palace was once a strong hilltop fortress until a Caldislan knight unified the kingdom 9 generations ago. Through a peaceful medieval period in which the kingdom was protected by the sea in all directions, most of it evolved into a bustling merchant town, leaving only a palace and small barracks where the fortress once stood. The inn. Located in the town of Caldisla at the bottom of a major street, the inn is a favorite of traveling merchants for its fair prices and courteous service. The royal family even recognized it as a blue tile, a designation given only to the finest establishments in town. The seasonal seafood cuisine prepared by the inn's proprietor is superb. Norende Village. The small settlement is situated on the Norende Heights that stretch across the continent of Caldis. Its people are prominently involved in forestry, as well as animal husbandry that makes use of the expansive mountaintop plains across the region. The narrow byway that runs along Norende Ravine at the upper reaches of Caldis River is little used, even by the locals, for it is dim and dangerous even by day. The Great Chasm. This gaping void opened up in the Norende region, swallowing Tiz's entire village during a massive earthquake that shook all of Caldisla. Canyon Road. A narrow byway created long ago along the Norende Ravine at the upper reaches of its Caldis River. It is the sole route to the site of Norende Village now that the main road to the north has been cut off by the Great Chasm. Ruins of Central Keep. These ruins located along the main road stretching north from the Caldislan castle were once considered a vital strategic point between the northern and southern regions, but they were abandoned after being rendered obsolete by the unification of the kingdom. Eternia's Forward Encampment. Mere months after the Knight of the Eternian Sky landed in northern Caldisla, ground forces led by the Black Mage Omnius Pro occupied Central Keep, using it as a forward encampment from which to strike the town of Caldisla. With the bridge over the Caldis River taking out an Eternian attack, little has been done to repel the evasion. Black Mage Keep. Black Mage Omnius Pro, the fiend who set fires in the town of Caldisla, has transformed the ruins of Central Keep into an Eternian encampment. Otana Villa. Situated on the northern end of the continent of Caldis and famous for its scenic views, the villa is used for receiving foreign dignitaries and escaping the summer heat. It was once a stronghold of the forces opposing the Caldislan royal family, and many fierce battles were waged around Central Keep along the main road. The encampment. The first site occupied by the Sky Knights, what started as an airship dock, has grown into a sprawling camp for the invasion of Caldisla. The lake to the southwest. A lake to the southwest of the Caldisla castle that no one has bothered to name. Sky Knight airships use it when coming to bombard the town. Harina region. The hot desert region, which includes Ancheim and the Temple of Wind, lies in the water southeast of Caldisla in Luxembourg's southern hemisphere. The seas, sands, and winds of Harina. The burning sun beats down on the expansive sands in this day, but temperatures plunge at night. Only the constant winds from the south and the waters of the Florchime Inner Sea have allowed civilization to survive in this harsh environment. In recent years, those winds have fueled Ancheim's industrialization. Ancheim, blend of sea and time. Located in the heart of the Harina Desert, this mechanical city clings desperately to the gap between cliffs running east to west, but is completely open to the south to capture every breath of wind. Gears and machines of industry are constantly in motion all around the city. The Wary City. It was once said that the wind was Ancheim's lifeblood, but now that the air has gone still, the great windmills have ground to a halt. Without the power to even draw water from the wells, its people must work around the clock to turn the great turbines manually. The Royal Palace. The palace of Elok Quintus Kinraid VIII, King of Ancheim, is housed in an exceptionally tall tower on the east side of the city. A great clock dial, the symbol of the land, is carved in the wall behind its throne. Immense gears and mechanisms befitting a king of promoting Ancheim's industrialization can be seen here and there. But looking around, it's not easy to tell what this machinery actually does. Temple of the Wind. The slender, spiral-shaped tower stands alone south of Ancheim at the edge of the Harina Desert. Alright, so that is all people locations. Next, we'll get into terms. That will be in the next part of our journal reading. One thing I would like to do, before we stop for the day, is try Beelzebub one more time. Now, oh, there's a blue exclamation over to the right there. I definitely want to go to that as well. But yeah, we'll just do some circles here. And what I need to do is I need to default 5 times to queue up her special attack. It's once. It's twice. Well, I'll blind it. That's thrice. So I should have done it. It did. Okay. So she now has that active. Unfortunately, she's blind. Can't guarantee that she'll be able to act, so let's just do that. I'll also light him up with lightning. Good. Oh, also getting a job level. Two-handed support ability. Okay, I'd much rather you have a shield at the moment, though. Okay, let's go into our magic here. Okay, so everyone is cured. Everyone is able. We'll drop a save. Behind an Narende. We'll click this little guy here. Okay, so turn 1. I am going to send Moonshadow. Now I'm gonna block with everyone to make sure that everyone gets the buff before they attack. You also have it. Who else has it? Does everyone have it? You don't have it. You have it, but I'd rather wait for her to fire. I'd rather wait.
I'll give my all.
Phew. Maybe I should have sent Tiz's instead of hers. That was a little bit lame. Alright. You need to be able to cure, so I don't want to send you all out. Actually. Oh shoot. I forgot. It's timed, isn't it? The music. I need to hurry. Yeah, this is actually timed in real time. And I'm over here bumbling around like an idiot.
No turning back!
Nice! Alright, that was much better. Oh, that was much better. I don't think Invigorate worked.
Get lost!
Nice! That was much better. I know what to send next time. But this thing is still alive. Oh my god! What the heck was that? This guy doesn't play fair. This guy does not play fair. Alright, I gotta go all out here. What? He's healing now? Yeah, it is some bull right here. I think the music stopped. Oh, I can't kill this guy. Whoever said recommend at level 10 should be just nonsense right there. Alright, well my name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and this is our continued blind let's play by the default Weather Fairy Flies HD offline mod for the PC. Want to say much love to you all, thank you for everything, and I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day. I will talk to you all again very soon, and until then, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.